Welcome to the newest episode and the new year of Beatin' and Bangin'. I'm your host, Kyle Dalton. I hope everyone had a great start to the new year. As you may have noticed, I took a few weeks off during the holidays and spent some quality time with my family. I hope all of you had a chance to do the same. I also limited my time on the internet and social media and somewhat disconnected from the sport, just because I really wanted to come back focused and refreshed to start the new year. And here we are. I'm super pumped about what I have planned in 2025, and I'm happy to share some of those details at the end of today's video. However, before we get to that, let's talk about several news items that happened over the weekend. And we'll start with the state north of me in Oklahoma, at the Tulsa Shootout. I'm sure you've likely seen highlights on the incredible Christopher Bell battle with Kyle Larson. More on that in a bit. But Bell got my attention on Friday during an interview. Check this out.
What's it like being back in a dirt car? Does it feel pretty good?
Oh my gosh, man. It is so much fun. I remember pulling out there at DeCoin a couple weeks ago and just doing my first midget hot lap session, and I'm like, wow, like these things they're race cars, right? And you have to drive them, and they're so much fun.
See how happy he is there? Hearing him and seeing his excitement, I could only think back to his very contrasting remarks 2 years ago.
I love the Chili Bowl. It's, a very special place to me. Definitely the largest event that I grew up going to as a kid. And, it means the world to me that I've been able to win it. But, Joe Gibbs has been extremely, extremely vocal about his, I don't want to use the word hatred, but it's pretty close to hatred towards dirt track racing, and just, he does not love dirt track racing or open wheel racing at all. And before me and Coy had a great relationship, Coy Gibbs, and I would always funnel my dirt track stuff through Coy, and Coy would, he loved it. He thought it was really good for me to do. And, he would kind of tell his dad that, that we talked about it, and he thought that it was fine for me to go do. So obviously Coy passed away in November, and I kind of lost that, that connection. And Joe was very vocal about me not dirt track racing. So for the time being, I'm not going to be dirt track racing.
So Bell was understandably excited to be back in Tulsa competing on the dirt. And compete he did. If you missed it, here's the final lap of that amazing finish with Kyle Larson.
Down the hill, one to go. Larson closes in. For all the marbles, Kyle Larson. Cushion, who cares? Launches off of turn number 2. Final set of corners. Final time. The Tulsa Shootout goes to Christopher Bell.
And here's what Mr. Bell had to say about it after.
Hitting your marks and knowing when it's time to pounce.
I've got 4 words. Thank you, Joe Gibbs.
Yes. I think I'll second that, buddy.
I don't know if Bell's happiness with the coach will translate into anything positive for the number 20 team in 2025, but I have to say it certainly can't hurt. Moving on to our next story, and this one's dedicated to all you rock fans out there. In covering this sport, I'm intrigued by some of the unique relationships that develop between drivers, teams, and others outside of NASCAR. What do I mean? Over the weekend, I learned about an online auction by the rock band Metallica, and it's All Within My Hands Foundation. For fans of the band, there are plenty of cool items to bid on, including a private tour of the band's headquarters, as well as multiple autographed guitars and drums. But the one that obviously stuck out to me was the NASCAR VIP experience for 2 with Front Row Motorsports. This includes 2 VIP passes to the NASCAR Cup Garage for any Cup race weekend on the 2025 schedule, up to $1,000 travel reimbursement vouchers, good towards flight, hotel, rental car, grandstand tickets for the Craftsman Truck Series and Xfinity Series races, a tour of the Front Row Motorsports transportation haulers, meet and greet with the Front Row Motorsports and other Ford drivers, a close-up view of the stars of the NASCAR Cup Series as they walk to the driver's meeting or driver introductions, pre-race photo opportunities on pit road with Front Row Motorsports drivers at their race car right before the green flag, Experience a NASCAR pit stop from a unique perspective, sitting on top of the pit box for a portion of the race right behind the race engineer and crew chief, viewing the race from the Ford Performance Suite, a Ford Performance and Front Row Motorsports swag bag, including signed items from some of the Ford Performance family of drivers, and those who choose a race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Darlington, Martinsville, or Bristol and fly into Charlotte a day early can also receive a VIP tour of the Front Row Motorsports shop facility in Mooresville, North Carolina, and tickets to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. The current bid is at $9,000. If you're interested, the auction is open until early Tuesday afternoon. Moving on to our next story, and it came on Saturday when former NASCAR on Fox broadcaster Vince Welch shared an odd post on X that read, "Sometimes it's really hard to take the high road. I know it's the route respectable people take. It's the route God wants us to take. I admit to needing a strong prayer life to fight off feelings of hate. Today I am challenged and need that prayer strength more than ever." End quote. Being in this business long enough, I screen captured the post thinking it might get deleted. It did. Unsurprisingly, in the responses before it got deleted, there were fans offering encouragement to Welch, while others speculated as to what he was talking about. The main theory that sounds plausible is Welch was upset about a photo that was posted on X that showed his former daughter-in-law holding up a series of photos of her expected child with her current husband. Whether this is true or not, I have absolutely no idea. I just know that's what most tend to believe is the reason for Welch's post. Just a strange situation all the way around. All right, as I told you, I had disconnected from the sport for the last few weeks, so that's all for today's abbreviated episode. However, as I mentioned in the beginning, I wanted to tell you about a few exciting things that we're going to be doing in 2025. For starters, I'm going to have a Members Perks program. What does that look like exactly? First off, and most importantly, it won't change anything you normally view on the channel. You'll still receive all the same race recaps and reports each week when the season cranks up in a little over a month. But for those of you who would like some additional access and more behind-the-scenes information, the Perks program is just for you. Honestly, for the last couple of years, I've said to myself on numerous occasions how I have all of this footage and interviews with drivers and others that no one ever sees. And it's not because there's not good info, it's just because I can't include everything in my videos. Inevitably, things get left out. Well, not anymore. Membership, which will be set up in tiers, will feature unedited drivers' interviews, including bloopers, as well as other perks such as streams, chats, and discounts on merchandise in the soon-to-be-open store. Plus, members will get access to exclusive polls on hot topics in the sport. Those are just a few things that I'll be doing in 2025. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for the official announcement on the Members Perks program and how to sign up. All right, guys, that'll do it for the first episode of 2025. I want to get your thoughts. First, what are your thoughts on Christopher Bell and his weekend in Tulsa? Do you feel like JGR allowing him to run on the dirt will help him in Cup in 2025? Secondly, what are your thoughts on the Metallica auction with Front Row Motorsports? And I want to know what rock band you'd like to see partner up with your favorite driver. And lastly, what are your thoughts on the now deleted post on X by former broadcaster Vince Welch? A strange situation to start the new year for sure. As I said earlier, I'm super excited about the upcoming 2025 season and really looking forward to you guys going along on the ride with me. Thanks again for checking out the latest video and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it and hope you have a great rest of your day.